Now, Telangana Minister Konda Surekha has stirred up a hornet's nest by a controversial statement against political opponent KTR, saying that he was instrumental in actor Samantha and Naga Chaitanya's divorce. In one day, not once but twice, Surekha made the controversial statement, where she reiterated her statement, and today she does a U-turn. Surekha spoke to the media today, clarifying that she got emotional while making the statements against KTR and that she has no personal grudge against anyone. Although she refuses to apologize to KTR, in fact, she's even not apologized to Samantha and Naga Chaitanya as well. Listen into her latest statement.
నేను నిన్న గాంధీ భవన్లో మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు మరి కేటీఆర్ గారు క్యారెక్టర్ గురించి మరి వారి గతంలో వారు చేసినటువంటి కార్యక్రమాల గురించి మహిళల మీద వారికి ఉన్నటువంటి మరి చులకన భావం గురించి మాట్లాడుతూ మరి ఆయన నన్ను రొచ్చగొట్టే విధంగా మాట్లాడినప్పుడు నేను భావోద్వేగానికి లోనై మరి కొన్ని ఆయన మీద నేను విమర్శలు చేయాల్సిన అవసరం వచ్చింది. ఆ సందర్భంలో నాకు ఇంకెవరి మీద కూడా వ్యక్తిగత ద్వేషం కానీ మరి వ్యక్తిగత కోపం కానీ లేదు. అనుకోని ఆ సందర్భంలో ఒక కుటుంబం మాట నేను తీయడం ఏదైతే ఉందో అది అనుకోకుండా నా నోటి నుంచి జరగడం జరిగింది. ఆ తర్వాత వారి ట్వీట్ చూసిన తర్వాత నేను కూడా చాలా బాధపడ్డాను. ఎందుకంటే ఏ విషయంలో నేనైతే బాధపడతా ఉన్నానో ఆ విషయంలో నేను ఇంకొకరిని నొప్పించాను అని తెలిసి రాత్రి వెంటనే మరి దాన్ని వెనక్కి తీసుకుంటూ నేను ట్వీట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. కాబట్టి నాకు జరిగిన అవమానం, నేను పడ్డ బాధ ఇంకొకరు పడకూడదు అనేటువంటి ఒక ఆలోచనతోటి నేను బేషరతుగా దాన్ని వెనక్కి తీసుకోవడం జరిగింది. కానీ కేటీఆర్ విషయంలో మాత్రం తగ్గేది లేదు. ఆయన తప్పనిసరిగా క్షమాపణ చెప్పాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. ఆయనే చేసేదంతా చేసి ఈరోజు నన్ను క్షమాపణ చెప్పాలి అని డిమాండ్ చేయడం ఏదైతే ఉందో మరి దొంగ అని తనే దొంగ అని అరిచినట్టుగా ఉంది. ఆ విషయంలో మాత్రం ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లో కూడా వెనక్కి తగ్గేది లేదు.
Now, after facing a lot of backlash from Tollywood stalwarts, Telangana Minister Konda Surekha has retracted her controversial statement on Samantha and Naga Chaitanya's divorce. In a post on social media platform X, Konda Surekha said that the remark was in order to question KTR for belittling women and not to hurt Samantha Prabhu's statements. She even said that she would unconditionally retract her statements if she or her fans were offended by them. Naga Chaitanya's mother, Amala Kenini, put out a strongly worded statement on X and has also urged Rahul Gandhi to rein in the Congress leader for making such baseless claims, following which Tollywood actors have put out a series of posts on social media with the hashtag "Film Industry Will Not Tolerate" to condemn the controversial statement made by Surekha, which has tarnished the reputation of senior actors from the industry. Remember, actor Samantha Prabhu had also reacted to the minister's shocking allegations, saying that her divorce from Naga Chaitanya was private and amicable and had no political involvement. In fact, Naga Chaitanya also issued an official statement stating that he wants his family and former spouse to be excluded from this bizarrely false narrative. Telugu actor Junior NTR, who was the star of RRR, has also hit out at Konda Surekha, saying that he was dragging personal lives into politics was a new law, and public figures in the responsible positions must maintain the dignity and respect for their privacy.
ఆ విమర్శలు ప్రతి విమర్శలు ప్రజా సమస్యల మీద జరగాలి, కానీ వ్యక్తిగత దోషణలు లేదా వ్యక్తిగత విమర్శలు ఉండకూడదు. నిన్న అసెంబ్లీలో జరిగినటువంటి ఒక సంఘటన నా మనసును కలిచివేసింది. ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ప్రజా సమస్యల్ని పక్కన పెట్టి వ్యక్తిగత దోషణలకి దిగుతున్నామో, ముఖ్యంగా మన ఆడపడుచుల గురించి పురుష పదజాలంతో మాట్లాడుతున్నామో, అది ఒక అరాచక పరిపాలనకు నాంది పలుకుతుంది. అది తప్పు. స్త్రీ జాతిని గౌరవించడం అనేది, ఆడవాళ్ళని ఆడపడుచుల్ని గౌరవించడం అనేది
जो भाषा प्रधानमंत्री के ऊपर, जो भाषा केंद्र सरकार के ऊपर, जो भाषा विपक्ष के नेता के ऊपर केसीआर यूज करते थे, उससे ज्यादा आज रेवंत रेड्डी यूज कर रहे. ये बिल्कुल दोनों पार्टी ये गलत भाषा यूज करते हुए, अनपार्लियामेंट्री लैंग्वेज यूज करते हुए राजनीति किया है, अभी भी कर रहे. वो समझते हैं जैसा हम ये लैंग्वेज यूज करें तो हम जनता के बीच में हीरो बनेगा, जनता के बीच में हमारे को स्वागत करेगा और मीडिया के बीच में हमारे को हेडलाइंस में मिलेगा, हेडिंग्स में मिलेगा, ऐसा ये लोग भी समझते हैं। इसीलिए मैं सभी तेलंगाना जनता को भी अनुरोध करता हूं, ऐसे बात करने वाले नेताओं को, ऐसे बात करने वाले पार्टियों को बहिष्कार करना।
Now, for context, yesterday Surekha had linked Naga Chaitanya and Samantha's divorce to BRS's working president KT Ramarao, saying that KTR was responsible for the split. She had also alleged that KTR had blackmailed several actresses and tapped the phones, and that the actresses became drug addicts owing to KTR. Listen in.
ఎంతో మంది సినిమా యాక్టర్ల జీవితాలతో ఆడుకొని ఈరోజు వాళ్ళని డ్రగ్స్ కేసులో ఇరికిచ్చి ఆయన మాత్రం పక్కకు తప్పుకొని ఈరోజు ఎంతో మానసిక వేదనకు గురయ్యి ఒక విధంగా ఈరోజు నాగ చైతన్యకు విడాకులు అవ్వడానికి కారణం కూడా కేటీఆర్ గారే. నేను ఓపెన్గా చెప్తా ఉన్నాను. మీరు ఎంక్వైరీ
కొండా సురేఖ దొంగ ఏడుపులు దొంగ మాటలు మాట్లాడుతుంది. గతంలో ఫోన్ ట్యాపింగ్ సంబంధించి హీరోయిన్ల ప్రస్తావన మాట్లాడారు కదా, అప్పుడు ఆమె మహిళ కాదా? అప్పుడు ఆ మనోభావాలు దెబ్బతిన్నట్టు
ఎందుకు మాట్లాడలేదు? ఆ రోజు కూడా మాట్లాడినా ఫోన్ ట్యాపింగ్లు చేశారు అనేటువంటి విషయంలో కూడా నేను మాట్లాడినా. ఆయన వినకపోతే
ఉంది అని చెప్పి వాళ్ళ మనోభావాలు దెబ్బతీశారంటున్నాడు.
ఫోన్ ట్యాపింగ్ అవును చేసింది ఎవరు? మీరే కదా. మీరు చేయడం అనేది తప్పు అని చెప్పి మేము బహిర్గతం చేశాం, కానీ పేర్లు చెప్పలేదు కదా. ఈ రోజు నేను చెప్తా ఉన్నా కదా, నాగ చైతన్య సమంత విడిపోవడానికి కారణం కేటీఆరే. ఈరోజు చాలా మంది హీరోయిన్లు తొందరగా పెళ్లిళ్ళు చేసుకొని సినిమా ఫీల్డ్ నుంచి తప్పుకోవడానికి కారణం కూడా కేటీఆరే. ఆయన ఆ రోజు మత్తు పదార్థాలకు అలవాటు పడి వాళ్ళను కూడా మత్తు పదార్థాలకు అలవాటు చేసి రేవ్ పార్టీలు చేసుకొని మదమెక్కి వాళ్ళ జీవితాలతో ఆడుకొని బ్లాక్ మెయిల్ చేసి వాళ్ళని.
So what exactly is going on, and how can a minister continue to make such irresponsible statements again and again? Let me go across to my guest joining me at this point. We have Rohit Rao, spokesperson of the Congress. We have Kishore Poreddy, spokesperson of the BJP, and I'm also joined by Kasturi Shankar, noted actress at this point. Rohit Rao, coming to you first. I mean, if I can be absolutely blunt in my assessment, what exactly is happening? How is the Congress party, how is the senior leadership, including Rahul Gandhi, allowing this minister to come up with irresponsible statement after statement? This is absolutely despicable here. Why is the Congress party not censured her so far?
Listen, what has happened in the words of the Honorable Minister herself, she has retracted what she spoke. And she has also issued a tweet on the same issue as well. Can I just point out one thing? What actually happened? Because, see, when the issue comes into the light, the main focus obviously is on the Samantha issue because of obviously she's a very big celebrity, and whatever consequences have happened because of the statements of the minister are there to be seen. But can I just show something here? I don't know if this image is visible. Can I ask the panel? I mean, I'm going to ask you, do you see anything objectionable in this image? This is an MP, Mr. Raghunandan Rao from BJP, and that's the minister that's at question here. Do you see anything objectionable in that photo? There's absolutely
I need more
nothing
context. Please go on and please make your point.
So the point I'm trying to make is, there was a program in Dubaka, it's one of the constituencies, and Mrs. Surekha is the in-charge minister for that district, and the local MP there is a BJP MP, Raghunandan Rao. Now, she is also from the weavers community, Padmashali community, as we would like to call it in Telugu. So the garland that an MP is offering to a fellow minister, a colleague, is purely ceremonial and nothing disrespectful about that. So what did the BRS team do, the social media team, especially with associations with Harish Rao and KTR themselves, the two senior leaders of the so-called regional party? They started trolling the minister left, right, and center, right? This was a program, by the way, on the background, you'll see Kalyana Lakshmi and Shadi Mubarak, which translates to something
Rao,
of a...
I've let you make your statement here, and at the end of the day, and I've not interrupted you so far, Rohit Rao, but I have to come in at this point because this is whataboutery of the highest level at this point here. One second, Mr. Rao, let me be very clear. The allegations which you level against political opponents, that is a different game. We can argue about which allegation, who has leveled against who, or what is this thing. Dragging in people, non-combatants, if I may say, in a political sphere, dragging in the personal lives of two people who already have to deal with constant media and celebrity speculation for no reason. And let me also be honest. You said that, madam, that you said that the minister has apologized. She has not apologized. Number one, she has retracted a statement. A retraction is not equal to an apology, and she said that if no, one second. Her statement says, if I've offended you, if I've offended your fans, then I retract. Is there still an if about it? What business does Konda Surekha ji have trying to drag in Samantha Ruth Prabhu and trying to drag in her ex-husband over something which has nothing to do with them?
Look, like I said, if you please allow me to finish what I was saying, she's a victim herself. The BJP MP, when the garland was presented to her, the trolling that took place online with the BRS team kind of linked them to having some kind of a marital affair, right? How can this happen? She was a victim. You got to understand, when people are under the pressure, they themselves come out, and when they are talking about the issue, this is the same minister talking about that issue. She was very emotional. She openly in front of media cried her heart out, right? When you're trolling a woman minister, she was in a state of there's absolutely no words in terms of her pain that she went through. So
she
in that
decided to
pain,
drag in Samantha Ruth Prabhu into it.
she has said something that is very regrettable, and I also agree that there is no place for any politician to drag any sort of celebrities into this business. I actually stand by that. And the minister also clearly said in that video, it was played in Telugu, if I may recollect one or two words of that, it says she felt very bad that she had to put Samantha in the same place that she was put in. So she's actually regretting that whole thing. So you got to understand, she's also a victim in this whole place. And I, on behalf of Congress Party,
Let me
as
bring in
well as
Kasturi Shankar at this point.
I agree that this should not
Kasturi
have
ji,
happened.
as a woman, as an actress, do you buy this regret coming in from Konda Surekha ji?
First of all, I have to register two condemnations. A very strong condemnation of what Madam Konda Surekha Garu said. But more than that, right now, here and now on this panel, Mr. Rohit Rao, shame on you. Shame on you for supporting and trying to justify what Surekha Garu said, and on top of it, picturizing her, portraying her as a victim. How does being
Now,
a
one
victim
second, Rohit Rao, let her
justify-
complete. I'll give you the chance to respond. Let her complete.
Despicable, deplorable behavior by a sitting minister, a woman. She's the mother of a woman as well. If she wanted to, Mr. Rohit Rao, I will ask you a very blatant and blunt question. If she wanted to humiliate Mr. KTR in the same vein as what she experienced, then she should keep it between the two of them. She should have used her daughter. She is the mother of a daughter. She could have used her family member's name. But no, she chose to pick names from a completely non-political family. They've been minding their own business, be it Samantha or be it Nagarjuna Garu or Naga Chaitanya. It has nothing to do with Madam Konda Surekha Garu, right? So she could have taken your family member's name. She could have taken her family member's name. She could have taken KTR. I'm not justifying any of that. All of it is despicable behavior. But to say that she is a victim and therefore victims get to act in whatever way they want, sir, then today we are all victims. Film industry, we actors, we have been victimized by people like you shooting your mouth off, people like a minister. Is this the example a minister sets to the public? This is a 3-time MLA in Telangana, Ritangshu. This is a 3-time MLA from 3 different constituencies. Yeah. I don't know if that means each time she had to shift constituency, you figure out why. But if this is the kind of seasoned politician that's spouting absolute third-rate filth, that's the only, it's fictional filth. There is, even if it were true, it's none of your business. And it's not true. And you have no business bringing in people who are not connected to your politics into politics. And let me say this, because it was a famous film star, and you said she apologized to Samantha. She did not. She took Rakul Preet's name. She took the Akineni family name. She took Samantha's name. She said, before I used to not take names, but openga ee roju cheptunnanu. Today I will openly give their names. And then in her apology, she didn't name anyone. She said, if anybody's personal attacks on any family, I'm sorry. If anybody's feelings are hurt, I'm sorry. Is that the apology? Is that an apology? And you call her a
Kasturi, if I
victim?
may
What
respond,
kind of a
if I may
victim are
Okay,
you?
respond.
Kasturi Shankarji, now let me give Rohit Rao the chance to respond. Rohit Rao, go ahead, and then I'll bring in my BJP guest as well.
Sure, thank you for that. Kasturiji, I understand as a woman why you're feeling this way, and I totally appreciate your comments
As
there.
a human
But
being, sir.
please,
As a human being.
if I may continue, right?
No,
I
no,
didn't stop you, please.
Kasturi ji,
I said,
let's maintain a decorum. Let Rohit
yes,
Rao make his
yes.
point.
Yes, I said in the beginning that she has already retracted what she said, and and she has apologized. And the wording might have been better or not. That is subject to debate. But I was only trying to tell that I was trying to tell the whole nation that what is the background behind this, because it's important for the nation to know what has actually also happened. This is not to say that I'm defending the minister's statement or for that matter, endorsing it. I'm saying she was herself a victim, and she said she felt the same pain as what Samantha is also probably feeling right now. So let's give her the space that she said something that she shouldn't have said. Let's agree to that. She has actually retracted. Right? So it's not that she's defending that and we are all supporting her. It was an unfortunate comment that shouldn't have happened. I agree. It has happened, but she has apologized and she's retract. I was only trying to portray why she would have, what was the mental state of her to actually talk about this. She was in trauma. When a minister is being linked to another party's MP, this is not right. Why don't you also speak about that, madam? You should also speak about that. As a fellow woman minister, she was trolled, right? You should also talk about that, right?
Okay.
I would love to hear from
All
you.
right, all right. Let me bring in Kishore Poreddy at this point, spokesperson of the BJP. Kishore Poreddy, the point which Rohit Rajoji is making, and let's try and step away from party region from party lines at this point. The fact remains that women, especially whether it be in politics, whether it be in cinema, are often soft targets, often at the receiving end of character shaming. And as Rohit Rao has been saying, in this case, what happened to Surekha Garu was something similar, which is why in a moment of extreme turmoil and distress, she lashed out at KTR and regrettably dragged in two Tollywood actors also into this entire mess. Would you not agree that unfortunately there is a tendency in our society to always character shame and character assassinate a woman, especially a woman who is in public sphere, whether it be in politics,
100%.
whether it be in cinema?
Yes, I completely agree with that viewpoint. I was about to say that actually. You look at this, both the BRS party and actually the Congress party. Both of them have been making very misogynistic comments on various things. I mean, not just today. I mean, just to throw challenges, political challenges at each other that say, if you are a man, then come out and do this and then prove that you are a man kind of a thing. I mean, today when Congress was headed until recently by Sonia Gandhi ji on one hand, right? And we had prime ministers like Indira Gandhi and the Congress chief minister himself throws out challenges saying that if you're a man, prove it that you're a man by doing this. I'm challenging you. And the same thing happens on the first family's daughter, which is K. Kavita Garu, was an MP earlier. She's an MLC. I thought from both sides there would be less misogyny than what you would expect from anybody else. But the trend has already been set. KCR on one hand and Revanth Reddy Garu on the other hand, both of them, they use very personal, very insulting, kind of cheap language in public space. And that trend has been set. But given that cheap language plus misogyny, as far as today's issue is concerned,
But
I have only two concerns here, right? I mean, no politician has a right to pull in any private individual, yeah, and even more, actually, a woman into controversies like this, right? And this is a family matter. I mean, this is about respect for women, for families, for everything. That is one thing. No woman has, however distressed she might be, she does not have a right to make someone else victims, right? First thing. If Madam Surekha Garu, Minister Surekha Garu really feels that KTR has done this, it had been 9 months since the Congress government had come to power, right? Congress has come to power in this state. It has been 9 months. And such kind of rumors have been floating around for a while, actually, that KTR and the cinema industry had some certain kind of relations which were scandalous kind of a thing. They were rumors, that's all. I have nothing to say. But if that is the case, don't bring someone else's unverified reports. I mean, if those were true, then Samantha is a victim.
That's
Why
a very
bring
important
victims?
point,
You should
Kishore
have
Koreddy. I
actually
was
taken
initially
9
going to
months
say when you make your
9 months to actually.
That's a very important point. I was going to counter you on the points of sexist comments coming from leaders because I could come up with a list of similarly problematic statements which your party leader Madhavi Lata has made. But I don't want to get into which party has more sexist leaders or which party has made more comments like that. There's a very important point. Rohit Rao, the point which is being made that if there are indeed serious allegations of the BRS party when it was power trying to coerce members of the film fraternity in the state, why has there been no inquiry initiated instead of coming up with charges which will only invite, in this case, a legal notice from KTR?
Listen, this, like you rightly pointed out, this is not a new thing in the sense that there have been several leaders of TRS/BRS party that have been linked with various sort of scandalous matters involving. Now, is this a matter for the state to get involved and make an inquiry? I think. I mean, given that all sorts of controversies are happening, I am for all that there should be an inquiry into to see if anything such has happened. But again, this personal matters should not have any space in the political discourse. I maintain that. I also repeat that. But the only point again I repeatedly say is please also speak for Mrs. Surekha. She's also a victim here. I can see flashing images of Mr. Naga Chaitanya and
Well, she had,
Samantha's in
I
the
mean,
set screen. But
fair enough, fair enough. She
let's
has,
also
I mean,
understand that
obviously, two
she
wrongs don't
was
make a
also
right,
a
and that
problem
is the
here,
important point.
right?
I'll quickly let Kasturi Shankarji have the last word because the point is, Kasturi Shankar, as a woman and as an actress, do you feel that at this point, especially when it comes to the South, especially when it comes to Tollywood, there is an undue pressure in terms of coming from the political fraternity, whichever party is in power, which is why there's this sentiment which is coming from the industry today that the industry, especially the women who work in the industry, are soft targets, are constantly used in order to score political brownie points.
This has been the case in the previous regime, and it's very unfortunate to see it being magnified multifold in the present regime. I have to say, though, Surekha Garu was charitable towards the actress in question. She said they called her, she didn't go. But she actually paints Mr. Nagarjuna as some kind of procurer, which is even worse. So, if anything, she was gender neutral in her humiliation and in her fiction.
All right, I think we have lost Kasturi there, but the larger point does maintain at this point that no private citizen, especially citizens who are already having to deal with the constant media spotlight as being celebrities, but yet also having the public personalized under being scrutiny, be dragged into politics. But also politics itself should be cleaned up. Even women in politics do not deserve to be kept at the receiving end of sexist comments. Kishore Reddy, Kasturi Shankar, and also Rohit Rao, thank you so much for joining me on this very important debate that we have had on the Mirror at 1.